Hello dear students, welcome to YouTube channel Learn with Gisela. In this video of number systems, we are going to learn about decimal expansion of real numbers and how to convert real numbers into decimals. So let's start. In the hierarchy of number systems, on the top we have real numbers. Real numbers consist of two types of numbers, that is rational numbers and irrational numbers. Now when we convert rational numbers into decimal form, we get two types of decimal expansion. First is terminating decimal, that is finite decimals. That means the decimal numbers come to an end and we get terminating decimal expansion. In the second form, we get non-terminating and repeating decimals. That means it will not terminate, but it will repeat. So such kind of decimal expansion is also known as infinite decimal because it is non-terminating but repeating decimals. Now in case of irrational numbers, when we convert into decimal form, we get the decimal expansion in the form of non-terminating and non-repeating. That means it will not come to an end, it will not terminate, as well as it will not repeat. So such kind of decimal expansions are of irrational numbers. So in case of rational numbers, we have terminating as well as non-terminating and repeating decimals. In case of irrational numbers, we have non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. Now we shall learn about them one by one. Now what are real numbers? The collection of all the rational and irrational numbers taken together are known as real numbers. That means real numbers consist of both rational as well as irrational numbers. Thus we can say that every real number is either a rational number or an irrational number. They are denoted by capital R. Further, they are saying every real number is represented by a unique point on the number line. Suppose I take a real number, say 3. 3 is represented by a unique point on the number line. Suppose I take minus 4. Minus 4 is also represented on the number line. So minus 4 is a real number which I have represented by a unique point on the number line. Similarly, every point on the number line, it also represents a unique real number. Suppose I say I take a point between 0 and 1. What it is? It is half, right? So this is a real number. Yes, it is represented by a point on the number line. So every point on the number line also represents a unique real number. That's why we call such number line as real number line, because all the points, all the real numbers can be represented by the unique point on the number line, right? Now further, what are rational numbers? The numbers of the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0, are known as rational numbers. That means to call a number rational number, there should be three conditions which need to be fulfilled. The first one is the numbers should be of the form p by q. P and q are integers, and third condition is q should not be equal to 0, because q is in the denominator and we cannot have 0 in the denominator, otherwise it becomes not defined. So first condition is number should be of the form p by q, p and q are integers, and q should not be equal to 0. So if these three conditions are fulfilled, we say the number is a rational number. The word rational is derived from the word ratio, because we can say P is to, what is the ratio of P is to Q, right? Now they are denoted by Q. Q has come from the word quotient, because whenever you divide a P number by a Q number, right, you get a quotient. Yes, whenever P is divided by Q, we get a quotient. Now what are rational numbers? Rational numbers include all the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers. That means all the negatives, all the positives as well as 0. All combined together form rational numbers. Now what is the decimal representation of rational numbers? Decimal representation of rational number is either terminating or non-terminating but repeating. That means either they will terminate, the decimal is going to terminate, or if they are not terminating but the numbers will repeat. Okay, for example 1.25, this is terminating, it is ending over here at 5, it is ending. 0.175, this is terminating. Now take for example 32.1235. Over here under the bar we have 35. Under the bar 35 means that 35 keeps on repeating. Similarly 0.32. Actually 0.32, if you will expand it, it will actually be 0.32, 32, 32 and so on. So that means 32 is repeating after the decimal. So whichever numbers are repeating, we put them under the bar. That's why we say 0.32 bar, right? So these are rational numbers. Now in case of rational numbers, if we have to convert them into decimals, we will use division method, right? So rational numbers, to convert into decimals, we are going to use division method. Now there are two types of decimal expansions. One is we will get terminating decimals and another is we will get non-terminating but repeating decimals. One is finite decimals because we have finite number of decimal places. Other because it is goes on repeating and it is non-terminating, then that means we are going to get infinite decimal places, right? Now let's take up the first kind of decimal expansion of a rational number, that is terminating decimals, or we also call them finite decimals because we get finite number of decimal places. In such cases, the remainder becomes 0, and because the remainder becomes 0, there we stop the division process. For example, if we have to convert this rational number 5 by 8 into decimal form, we are going to use the normal division process. 5 will come inside, 8 will come outside. Now since 5 is less than 8, so we will put a decimal point, 0 point, and we will get 0 next to 5. Now we have the number 50. 8 into 6 is 48. 50 minus 48 is 2. Further again we shall get 0 because there is no other number in the dividend. Now 8 into 2 is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4. Again we shall get 0. Now 8 into 5 is 40. Right? 40 minus 40 is 0. So remainder has come 0 over here. So the answer is the quotient which we have got. So 5 by 8 is equal to 0.625. This was our quotient. Right? So we can say such decimal expansion is terminating decimal. So whenever we have the decimal expansion as terminating decimal, that means this number is a rational number, or other way round, a rational number has decimal expansion of the form terminating decimals, right? Now the second form of decimal expansion in case of rational number is non-terminating repeating decimals, which we also called infinite decimals. That means the decimal number of places will be infinite in such case. The remainder never becomes 0. So we continue with the division process as long as we desire. For example, if we have to convert 4 by 3 into decimal form, we will use division method. 4 we will keep inside and 3 we will keep outside. Now 3 into 1 is 3, 4 minus 3 is 1. Now since 1 is less than 3, we shall have a decimal point and have a 0 next to 1. So now the number becomes 10. 3 into 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Again we shall keep a 0. 10. Now 3 into 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Again keep a 0. It will become 10. 3 into 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. So again we are getting 1. So if you observe, again and again the remainder is coming 1, and again the quotient is coming 3. Right? So we can say the remainder never becomes 0 in this case, and repeatedly we are getting the same quotient. So we can say the decimal expansion of 4 by 3 will be 1.3333 and so on. Since 3 is the number which is being repeated, so we can put it under the bar. So we will say it is 1.3 bar. Right? So such decimal expansion of rational numbers is known as non-terminating repeating decimals. They are not terminating, but they are repeating. Right? The number 3 is continuously repeating. Though it is not terminating, it is not coming to an end, but it is repeating. So such decimal expansion is of rational numbers. So now we can summarize what all we have learned about the decimal expansion of rational numbers. So the decimal expansion of rational number is either terminating or non-terminating but repeating decimal. For example, 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is a rational number, right? Whose decimal form is 0.6. It is terminating decimal expansion. Take for example 14 by 11. It's a rational number whose decimal form is 1.27272727. That means 27 is being repeated continuously. It is non-terminating but repeating. So 27, because it is being repeated, we can put it under the bar and we can say 14 by 11 is equal to 1.27 bar. Now, how to decide which rational number will have terminating decimal expansion and which rational number will have non-terminating but repeating decimal expansion? So we have to look at the denominators. Over here they are saying, note, a rational number is terminating only if it has numbers 2 or 5 or combination of both 2 and 5 in the denominator. Apart from this, if there is any other digit, that means apart from 2 and 5, if there is any other digit in the denominator, then the decimal form is non-terminating and repeating. So basically it all depends on the denominator. So if the denominator is 5, as in the case of 3 by 5, we will have a terminating decimal expansion. In case of 14 by 11, because it is other than 2 and 5 or a combination of 2 and 5, therefore we will have non-terminating but repeating decimal. Now take for example 7 by 25. 25 is what? 5 into 5. So its decimal form is 0.28. It is terminating decimal number because the denominator was a number 5. Now 1 by 3. Over here we have a number other than 2 and 5 whose decimal form is 0.3333 and continuously, or we can say 0.3 bar. So it is non-terminating and repeating decimal number. So just by looking at the denominator of a rational number, we can tell whether it will be terminating decimal expansion or it will be non-terminating but repeating decimal expansion, right? Now let us study about irrational numbers. We know that every terminating decimal and non-terminating repeating decimal can be expressed in the form of P by Q. Why we can express them in the form of P by Q? Because these decimal expansions, terminating decimal and non-terminating but repeating decimal expansions, are all related to rational numbers. And rational numbers can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. But there are some decimal numbers which are non-terminating and non-repeating. That means they will not terminate and they will not repeat. These decimals cannot be put in the form of P by Q. So such decimal numbers you can have like 0.43, 433, 4333, 4, 3 is 4 times, then again 3 is 5 times. So they are continuously going on. They are non-terminating and non-repeating. Similarly 0.10, 100, 1000, 10,000, so on. It is also non-terminating, non-repeating. Then we have 0.51, 511, 5, then 3 times 1, 4 times 1, 5 times 1, and so on. So again it is non-terminating and non-repeating. So these numbers are neither, they are not terminating, they are non-terminating, repeating decimals. That means they are none of these which we have studied for rational numbers. Instead, they are non-terminating and non-repeating, right? So these, they are not terminating, they are not non-terminating and repeating, but they are non-terminating and non-repeating. That means they will not terminate, they will not repeat. Thus, they are not rational number. So we cannot say they are rational number. They cannot be put in the form of P by Q. They cannot be put in the form of P by Q. They are not rational numbers. And the numbers that are not rational numbers are what? Are irrational numbers, right? So therefore we can say the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0, are known as irrational numbers. These numbers cannot be expressed as terminating or non-terminating repeating decimals. Then we can say the decimal representation of irrational numbers is non-terminating and non-repeating. For example, root 2, root 3, root 11, pi, and the decimal expansion of this form, these all are irrational numbers. Any number, you can say prime number, if it is under a root, it is also a rational number like root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, and so on. Now let us study about the decimal expansion of an irrational number, which is going to be non-terminating and non-repeating decimal form. That means they are not going to terminate and they are not going to repeat. For example, show that square root of 3 is an irrational number. As I have told earlier also, any prime number under a root is an irrational number. That means whenever we are going to solve it by long division method, the decimal form is going to be non-terminating and non-repeating. Now to find the square root of 3 by long division method, we are going to apply the same method as we have studied in 8th standard. If you have forgotten it, I will give a link in the description box. You can check out from there. Yes, now we are going to start with the long division process. So we are going to keep 3 inside and put a decimal point and have the pairs of 0, 0 as periods, because we are going to have few decimal places. So number of periods will depend on number of decimal places we are going to calculate. Now, as we know, we are going to start with the first period, that is 3, and think of a number whose square is either less than or equal to 3. So 1 is closer to it because 2 into 2 is 4, which is greater than 3. So let us stick to 1. 1 into 1 is 1. Now 3 minus 1 is 2. Right, now we are finished with the whole number part and we are going to start with the decimal part. So put a decimal point in the quotient and bring down the two zeros. Now, now the dividend, new dividend you can see is 200. Now we have to solve 200, for which we need a divisor. So we will take the first quotient, that is 1, and we will double it. So 1 into 2 is 2, and further think of a number what should come over here in the blank, and same number we are going to multiply, which we are going to write in the quotient, and we should get a number which is less than or equal to 200. So clearly we can keep 7 over here. So 27 is the divisor, quotient is 7, and we shall get 189. So 200 minus 189, we shall get 11 as the remainder, and further bring down next pairs of 0, 0. So now the dividend is 1100. Now again we need a divisor. So the new quotient now is 17 over here. So 17 into 2 is 34. Now think of a number what should come in this blank, and further we will multiply by the same number to get a number which is equal to or less than 1100. So we have kept 3 over here. So 343 is our divisor, 3 is the quotient, and we will get 1029. Right, 1100 minus 1029, we shall get 71. Further bring down the next pair 0, 0. Now 7100 we have to solve, and our new quotient is 173. So double it, 173 into 2 is 346. Put a blank, think of a number what should come in this blank. Further multiply by the same number in the quotient, we will get a number which is less than or equal to 7100. So it is 6924. Further, the difference is 176. Now bring down 0, 0. Now when you will bring down 0, 0, this is the new dividend. Now the new divisor will be 1732 multiplied by 2, we will get 3464. Now if you observe, even if we put 1 over here, it will be more than this 17600. That means it is not divisible. So we will put 0, and again we will put 0 in the quotient, and think of a next number, that is 5 we can think of. So 5 again we will put over here in the quotient. So 05 you can say, we will multiplying by 05, and again we are bringing down the next period because now the number is 1760000. Right, multiply by 5, we will get 1732025, and further difference is 27975. Now again when you'll bring down 0, 0, next period, you will observe that again it is less than the new divisor. So we will have to put again 0, 8, right? 0, 8 and 0, 8, right? And then we will get the number which is less than this number, right? And further we can find the difference. So this is how we can go on and on and on with the long division process. And if you observe, so the remainder never becomes 0 over here. So root 3 is 1.732050807, which is approximately equal to 1.732. Right, so such decimal expansion is known as non-terminating and non-repeating decimals, and therefore we can say that root 3 is an irrational number because the decimal expansion is non-terminating and non-repeating decimal form, right? So this is it. With this we come to end of this video. I hope you have understood the decimal expansion of real numbers. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead.